Hey everybody, it's Greg. I have a new video here for you, and if you stick around afterwards, there's a little bit of a sketchbook tour I'm going to go through and show you where some of the ideas for the paintings come from. And after that, there is a little tour of my website where you can see how you can find prints and books and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy. Take care. Alright, so here's that sketchbook tour section I was telling you about. I keep sketchbooks of all shapes and sizes, but generally around this size seems to be where I land on most of the time. As I flip through some of these pages, you might recognize certain images that show up in my paintings. I just get the nugget, the idea down in here. I'm not trying to do a real full, fleshed out, complete drawing. I know I can do that later on a separate piece of paper, or I could do it in the painting itself. I like to keep it really loose. I'm not trying to have proportions right, anything like that. It's just the nugget of an idea. As you can see, I write notes a lot in the margins and then the pages in between the drawings. Sometimes they're little story ideas which I later type out and complete. Other times it's just words, phrases, like this one's rabbit season, or something that'll remind me of where my head was at when I was drawing. That'll bring me back to that idea. Sometimes my kids get a hold of my sketchbooks and add their little drawings in too. These drawings right here, these later turned into The Escape Artist, which was a real fun piece, which turned into an entire exhibition I really enjoyed doing. It's just fun looking back through these pages and seeing where my head was at. There's the clocks I've been wanting to paint, still haven't painted. There are a lot of weird creatures kicking around inside my head, so this is a good place to put them. There's some Bugs Bunny drawings. Mischief Makers, one of my favorite pieces. It was a fun commission. Here's where I was fleshing out a rock poster for Blink 182, one of their shows in Los Angeles. See here, you can see in all my sketchbooks, they're just completely covered with graffiti, writing. Most of you know that's where I got my start as a graffiti writer. That's where the name CRAOLA comes from. We're coming up on the sketches for one of my favorite paintings, which is Kitron, which is my Voltron made of porcelain kittens. I always thought that was a funny idea. Here come some more sketchbooks. These are those pocket ones I was talking about. I find them real useful, just keeping ideas also. Yes, the Bugs Bunny painting. Bags and Friends was born in this little sketchbook. Here's his origins. I find myself drawing lots of birds and rabbits for some reason. It was always rabbits when I was a little kid, and it just grew into other things, but I just get a sense of peace from drawing birds. I don't know why. All animals, creatures of all sorts. Here's a rock poster I was working on for the Dead Chips. Comes the origin of yellow, the sourpuss lemon octopus. recently had the opportunity to work with Unruly Industries and Sideshow Collectibles on a couple new toys, which I'm really proud of, namely Magi and Merit, which are my two main Starry Knights for my paintings. The packaging itself is like an art piece for both of these. Who are the Starry Knights, you might ask? Well, the Starry Knights are the watchers and the keepers of the outside. They're compiled of all the races which have found themselves lost through portals into this whimsical place. Only those who willingly want to take the oath and give their life to serving the outside may take up the black suit with the star on his face and be added to the Starry Night Drama Club. Alright, I wanted to give you a quick tour through my website, which features my prints, books, toys, and merchandise. It's an easy one-stop shop for any of you interested in checking out some of those things. It also houses a gallery of many of my paintings, a lot of my drawings, charcoal drawings, some of my graffiti work from the past. I should probably mention that the website is called GregSimkinsArt.com. I'll put a link in the description to all this stuff so you won't have any problems finding it. You can see right here there's a shop button which will take you to the online store, and you can find limited editions, open editions, books, merchandise. Feel free to click on everything in there and check it out. I do have a couple books on the site. My newest one is a self-titled Greg CRAOLA Simkins book, and then my previous book, The Outside, comes in a regular edition and a silver edition. Right here you see we have my Stabby collection, which is one of my favorite characters I created. If you haven't seen it yet, we made a stop-motion short film a few years ago, me and the team C4 Tunes under director Pete Levin, and I'm just so proud of this piece. I wrote it as a story for my son growing up, and we did a Kickstarter for it and made the money and put it out, and you can check it out at the link right here. In our press section, it has a lot of links to articles and videos from around the web and that were on newsstands if you want to check that out. But there's also other spots around YouTube besides my page. If you want to see some interviews from years past, I could put the links in the description. Here's a couple previews of those I found while searching the web. Well, I hope that sharing some of this information has been helpful and answered some of your questions you've been sending me, and I wish you all the very best in the new year. Thanks for watching.